Me Michele, on the street lights on the corner. City vibes got a story. Feel the beat, don't ignore me.
Welcome into another episode of Talk to Me Michele. Season 4 is in full effect. Thank you guys for joining me and rock with me all this time. I appreciate your support. Make sure you subscribe, share, and leave me a podcast review wherever you get your podcast. And if you want me to cover something on the podcast, I'm all open to suggestions. Just drop me an email at talktomemichele@gmail.com. I want to start the season off real feisty. Yes, very feisty. I want to discuss the truth about Black women. I am a Black woman, so I can discuss it, all right? And I really want to talk about this because I'm very frustrated and I'm a little disgusted. Every time I hear a Black man, especially one with a microphone or a platform, say that Black women are too difficult to deal with or to date, I just shake my head. Because here's the thing. If you keep finding yourself in bad relationships, maybe the common denominator isn't all Black women. Maybe it's you and your choices. But instead of self-reflection, some of these brothers are out here on full blast telling the world how hard it is to deal with us like we're some type of punishment. I want to be real. When they say difficult, what they really mean is she has standards. She's not tolerating nonsense. Or she expects you to show up as a grown man. And somehow that translates into us being a problem. That don't make no sense. Now, I'm not saying Black women are perfect. By no means. Nobody is. But I'm saying this narrative is dangerous. Malcolm X broke it down decades ago.
The most disrespected person in America is the Black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the Black woman. The most neglected person in America is the Black woman.
And you know what's sad? That statement still holds up today, especially when it comes to our own community feeding into the mess. Instead of uplifting Black women, too many of our men are out here co-signing a stereotype that has been used against us for generations. But let's get into it. Today, I'm breaking down the myths about Black women being difficult. We're going to talk about what's really happening when it comes to dating. Why so many Black women feel exhausted. Why society keeps pushing us to look elsewhere for love. So grab your drink, get comfortable. Let's really talk about it because this conversation has been a long time coming. All right, let me unpack this mess because this whole idea of Black women are aggressive, loud, or difficult, this did not just fall out the sky. It's been cooked up, seasoned and slow roasted by history, society, and unfortunately, some of our very own people. For centuries, Black women have been labeled as too much, too strong, too independent, too opinionated. But I'm going to be honest. If we weren't strong, we wouldn't have survived half the stuff that we've been through. And yet we stand up for ourselves. Suddenly, we're intimidating. When we expect effort in relationships, we're hard to please. And God forbid we call out the nonsense. Now we angry. Newsflash, we're not angry. We're tired. Tired of fighting to be respected. Tired of lowering standards just to be easier to deal with. And especially tired of this one-size-fits-all attitude about who we are. TV, movies, and social media love to keep this Black women are difficult story in the loop. We got reality shows where grown women are flipping over tables, cursing each other out while in the background, Hollywood keeps pushing the same tired stereotypes when it comes to Black women. You got the angry Black woman because apparently we're never happy. The overbearing single mother, as if we chose to raise kids alone. The unlovable career woman. How dare we be successful and want love at the same time? Meanwhile, when a white woman does the same thing, she's just strong-willed, fiercely independent. No, we don't get those labels. So how some men talk about, not all, just some, they take out their personal bad experiences and slap them across every Black woman like it's a big old generalization. Listen, my guy, if you had a toxic ex, that's unfortunate. But that's your ex, not every Black woman. You picked her. That was your choice. You ordered off the menu and now you mad at the whole restaurant. But what's the real issue? A lot of these men aren't mad at Black women. They're mad at the choices they made. But instead of self-reflection, they get on podcasts, they get on TikTok, wherever they are screaming about how Black women are impossible. No accountability, no nuisance, just vibes and victimhood. The truth is, we all lump Black women into one negative box. We give society permission to treat us that way. If Black men keep pushing the idea that we're too difficult, then guess what? The world starts to believe it. Employers, teachers, law enforcement, doctors, they all start seeing us through this distorted lens. And that's the real danger of this toxic narrative. Black women are not the monolith. We're not all the same. Some of us are quiet, some of us are loud, some of us are extra, some of us are chill. Some of us love to cook, some of us will DoorDash every meal like it's a lifestyle choice. But at the end of the day, we're all human. And it's about time we started being treated like it. I am not going to lie. I am tired of hearing the same recycled nonsense about Black women being too difficult. Some of y'all are out here talking about it's like we're a Rubik's Cube, just impossible to figure out. Meanwhile, we're over here minding our business and drinking our water. So I want to shut down some of these myths about Black women. The first one is that Black women have attitudes. What y'all really mean when y'all say Black women have attitudes. By attitude, if you mean that we speak up for ourselves, we don't tolerate disrespect, and we set boundaries, then yes, baby, I got plenty of attitude on that. But let's be real, when a Black woman speaks her mind, suddenly she's aggressive. Meanwhile, a white woman does the same exact thing, and she's assertive or a boss. I guess it's only a problem when we do it. And let's not act like other women don't have attitudes. Y'all ever meet a Latino woman when she's upset? Or a white woman in a Starbucks drive-thru when they mess up her order? That's a whole different kind of attitude. But somehow Black women are the only ones getting called difficult. The second myth is that we are gold diggers. And this makes me laugh every time because the same men who are screaming about Black women being gold diggers are the same ones who don't even have gold. Sir, you got a bronze at best, maybe even copper. But let's unpack this. Society has conditioned Black women to accept struggle love. Ugh. Y'all expect us to build a man up from the ground like we're some type of HGTV home renovation show, just hoping one day he'll get it together. Meanwhile, when a non-Black woman has standards, it's called dating wisely. A Black woman may say, I want a man who's financially stable, and suddenly we're money hungry. No, we just don't want to be out here splitting a $4 for $4 at Wendy's when we know we deserve more. The third myth is that Black women don't support their men. That is a big laugh to me because this one takes me out every time. Because let's talk about who has been standing by Black men since the beginning of time. Who was marching alongside Black men in the civil rights movement? Who was holding y'all down when the world counted y'all out? Who was out here putting money on y'all books when y'all got locked up over nonsense? I'll wait. The truth is, Black women have been supporting Black men forever. Through struggle, through setbacks, through generational trauma. If anything, we support y'all too much, to the point where we neglect ourselves. Now, are there women out there that don't show up for their men? Absolutely. But let's not act like it's a Black woman thing. That's a people thing. And the idea that we don't support our Black men is disrespectful when the proof is all around you. The fourth myth is that Black women don't want to submit. Y'all love throwing this word around. Black women don't know how to submit. First of all, let's talk about what healthy submission looks like. Because what a lot of y'all are asking for, that isn't submission. That's servitude. You don't want a partner. You want a personal assistant. And last I checked, I don't work for you. Submission is about trust. It's about feeling safe enough to let a man lead because you know he got you. But too many men are out here demanding submission without providing security, stability, or leadership. How am I supposed to submit to someone who can't even plan a date without me asking what you want to do every 5 minutes? Black women are very capable of being soft and loving and being vulnerable. But that requires a man who makes us feel safe enough to do so. And let's be honest, too many men want submission without doing the work to earn it. So what's it like dating as a Black woman? It's like trying to order at Popeyes during lunch rush. It's exhausting, unpredictable. And somebody always got an attitude. Now, don't get me wrong. Love is beautiful, and I love love. But let's talk about the real struggles we face out here on these dating streets. Because the way Black women have to navigate relationships, it's given emotional gymnastics meets Survivor. Now, this is not the Superwoman syndrome. Black women are expected to be everything at all times. Strong, independent, nurturing, patient, understanding, loyal. Meanwhile, some of these men can barely text back consistently. Y'all want us to be your therapist, a chef, your ride or die. Meanwhile, when we ask for a little something, like some stability, little respect, consistency, Suddenly, y'all black women, y'all want too much. So let me get this straight. You want a woman to be a boss chick and a homemaker, a go-getter and a stay-home woman for you, right? So you want to build a woman. That's what you want. And as a black woman, we have to keep having the repeated conversation, like what are we conversations that lead nowhere. And one too many situationships where we should have just left in the talking stage. So it's no wonder black women are feeling discouraged. We are out here dealing with ghosting. One minute you're texting good morning, the next minute he's in a new relationship with no explanation. Then you got love bombing, giving us all the attention up front just to disappear like a Netflix free trial. Emotionally unavailable. That's the biggest one for me. You want me to be vulnerable, but you're still emotionally stuck on the last chick who broke your heart in high school. You got to be for real. And don't even get me started on the dating apps. You will match with somebody, and before you can even say, hey, how's your day? He hits you with the, you look like you don't text back. If you don't go sit down somewhere with your little insecurities, that's not my problem. Now, this one really makes my ass itch. I'm not going to even lie. Because why are black women always told we need to lower our standards to be more agreeable? Let a black woman say, I want a man who's kind, emotionally mature, financially stable, and actually likes me. And suddenly that's the problem with black women. Y'all expect too much. What? But let another woman say, a non-black woman, and be more specific, ask for the same exact things. And folks will be like, yes, queen, know your worth. So what is it? Are standards really too high, or do people just want black women to settle for less? Because I promise you, nobody is telling men to lower their standards. In fact, I've seen men, grown men, with no job, a 480 credit score, and a car that's always in the shop say, I can't be with no woman unless she's a dime. Sir, you don't even have dime energy. I know I'm going to make some folks clutch their pearls over what I'm about to say, but black women, start dating outside your race. You think we just announced we're moving to Mars, but I got to keep it real. Black women are not suddenly waking up and saying, you know what? I'm tired of black love. Let me go see what Brad's up to. This isn't about abandoning anybody. It's about options. And when you spent years feeling unwanted, unappreciated, and blamed for everything from attitudes to global warming, you start to consider what else is out there. For the longest time, black women were taught to be loyal to black men, no matter what. Ride or die, right? Hold him down. Pray for him while he figures things out. Meanwhile, men, including black men, have never been told to limit themselves to just black women. And they don't. Now, let a black woman even think about dating outside her race, and suddenly it's, see, that's what's wrong with y'all. Y'all always giving up on black men. You just want a white man so you can feel superior. Y'all got to be serious. Nobody is saying all black women are out here wanting to date outside their race, but more women are realizing they don't have to limit themselves, and that's okay. Because at the end of the day, love is love, and it should be based on mutual respect, not just a matching melon. Black women feel overlooked, undervalued within their very own community that we've been riding and dying for. You got men out here talking about black women are difficult. Black women don't know how to be feminine. Black women don't submit. Meanwhile, we out here being mothers, career women, nurturers, supporters, and personal therapists for free. Then to make it worse, we turn on social media and we got our own men publicly dragging us. Sometimes it's even praising other women while they put us down. Now listen, I have no problem with preferences. You like what you like, but there's a difference between having a preference and putting down your own women to uplift somebody else. That's why you hear more black women saying, you know what? If I'm going to be unappreciated, it won't be by choice. And when it comes down to dating, it shouldn't be about race loyalty. It should be about the love, the compatibility, the mutual respect. So let's be honest, just because someone looks like you doesn't mean they're going to love and respect or treat you right. And listen, some of y'all love to say, oh, you think dating outside your race is going to make it easier? Absolutely not. Dating's not easy regardless. But trust me, everybody's got their issues. A white man may not understand why you wrap your hair at night. A Latino man might not get to know why you put sugar on your spaghetti. An Asian man might be confused when you start shouting at the TV during the spades game. But you know what? If the man is loving, respectful, emotionally available, and has values, and he values you, does it matter? Now I'm going to keep it all the way real. Are black women dating outside their race because they genuinely want to, or is it just a reaction of being undervalued? Honestly, it's probably a mix of both. Some black women are just done with the foolishness and are open to whatever brings them love and happiness. Some are tired of being told they're too much and just want to be wanted. Some are just exploring because why not? And you know what? That's their business. So to wrap this up, date who treats you right, whether it's a black man, white man, Nigerian prince, a dude from Dominican Republic with a nice beard and an accent that makes you weak. Date for love, not validation. And to my black kings listening, if y'all don't want black women to explore other options, start showing up for us better. Because love should never feel like a battle. We should all be on the same team. All right, everybody, we've been talking, laughing, and getting real about this whole black women are difficult nonsense. But before I wrap it up, I gotta say this loud and clear. We have to do better. Because this narrative, this constant dragging of black women, this idea that we are just too much to handle, that's not just hurting us right now. It's setting up the next generation for failure. If we keep letting this toxic mess fly, what are we teaching our young black girls? That they have to dim their light to be loved? That they should accept less because being too opinionated makes you unworthy? That they have to prove that they are lovable while the world tries to tear them down? And what are we teaching our young black boys? That it's okay to put down every woman who looks like their mom, their sister, or their aunt. That instead of growing emotionally, they should just blame the women for their dating struggles? See, that's why we have to shut this down right now, for them. Because I refuse to let another generation of black girls feel unwanted. I refuse to see another generation of black boys thinking it's okay to be reckless with our image. We are not doing that. Now, let me be clear. I love black men deeply. You hear me? Deeply. I love the way they walk. I love the way they laugh, the way they smile. I love the way they smell. I love the way they take up space in the world. So this is not about tearing y'all down. This is about saying, if you love us, act like it. You can have preferences without bashing black women. You can hold us accountable without disrespecting us. And you can uplift your brothers without making us the enemy. Because love should never require disrespect. And if your love for another type of woman requires tearing down a black woman, that's not a preference. That's internalized self-hate. Now for the fellas, I need y'all to hear me out on this one. It is time to start checking your homeboys. Yes, I said it. Too many of y'all be sitting in barbershops, group chats, podcasts, nodding along while your boys talk reckless about black women. You'll say, man, that's just his opinion. He just had a bad experience. That's how he feels. But when are you going to say, nah, bro, that's not cool? Because the same way y'all want us to call out toxic women, y'all need to do the same when it comes to these toxic brothers. If y'all really want to see better black women, start being better black men to us. Period. Listen, at the end of the day, I want to see black love thrive. I want to see healthy, happy relationships where we're choosing each other without hesitation, without fear, and without baggage from past pain. Because let's be real, we need each other. We do. We are stronger together than we'll ever be apart. We deserve love that feels safe and it's not a battle. And most of all, we deserve respect from each other. So let's start moving differently. Let's start choosing love over ego. Let's start treating each other like kings and queens that we claim to be. Because if we don't uplift and protect each other, who will? That's going to do it for this episode. I appreciate you guys listening in. And make sure you go check out the MBG Podcast Network, where we are continuing to spread black excellence. You can also support this podcast at Buy Me a Coffee. It keeps the content coming, y'all. So go visit buymeacoffee.com/Talk to Me Michele. And I appreciate your support. So until next episode, everybody, I'm out. Peace.
Talk to me, Michele.